Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for tuning in to Action Media Reviews. It's been a little while since I've made a video, almost a month, but I did get in Hasbro Pulse exclusive 2-pack Duke and Cobra Commander. We're going to open these up and check them out up close. I've been pretty busy with a couple of toy shows that I've started setting up at, and just trying to get things organized out here in the studio. And it seems like the more I work on that stuff, the more clutter and the more toys that I end up having to organize. And I've decided that I'm actually going to sell off a pretty good chunk of non-GI Joe things that I collect and only stick to certain aspects of certain lines. Like Masters of the Universe Origins, I'm getting out of that line completely. I just kind of lost interest in it. I'm going to stick with the Masterverse figures, at least most of them or some of them. I don't even know how many of those I'm going to keep, to be honest. And some of the Transformers stuff, I need to thin down what Transformers lines I actually want to collect. And I will mainly be sticking to GI Joe. But the topic at hand, the 2-pack, the retro O-ring figures, nice looking gray box, the same style box that the Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow and the Cobra Trooper and Officer both came in. I'm assuming that the extra accessories will be down here in the bottom. I do have a card back coming for Duke. It's in the works right now, so I won't be packaging those in clamshells just yet. But we are going to open the figures inside and check them out. I do have one for Cobra Commander, and we will use that one today. So, everything on the box looks pretty nice. On the back, you have the same scene as you do on the front. And the trusty X-Acto knife here. And go ahead and slice the tape there on the top and get access to the little compartment here on the bottom. Go ahead and pull everything out of there. Yeah, it's the same as the others. They're using the plastic-free packaging. Looks like we got something kind of neat here. It might be a flag and a flagpole for Duke. That could be cool. What else do we have? These are useless. These are accessories. Be sure not to throw these little packages of paper away because these are accessories for the figures. There's something red in there. More stuff. What's in here? Oh, there's... Oh, the jetpack. Awesome. And figure stand. They really threw some extra stuff in there for these guys. And this too, there's 4 of these little paper packages full of accessories in there. And that's in addition to whatever the figures come with in the blisters. Now, as we know, the retro card backs are kind of junk. They will be changing that for the figures that come with the Sky Striker HasLab set. Man, I gotta say, they've updated it! They updated the card back! It's not the same flimsy material. It is thicker. It's more like the originals. Man, I'm glad that I got an extra set to leave carded like this. Hey, this is where we need to be, Hasbro. Right here. Get that file card right, and it'll be perfect. As we can see, the file cards is all the 5-language file card. I understand the purpose, as I've said before, but damn, this is nice. I am impressed, and Cobra Commander looks fantastic.
Yes! A figure worthy of my name.
Okay, so that has me super excited. I'm really happy that they fixed the damn card back on these figures. That is awesome. Duke looks good. No, he doesn't. The face looks kind of melted on one side. I've seen a couple pictures of that posted. It's a meme posted with Duke and the guy from the Goonies. I can't think of his name right now. But yeah, he's pretty messed up looking. So we'll take an up close look at that. Otherwise, the figure looks awesome. That head, though, I don't know if it's a missed paint app or if it's something in the mold, but we might have to change out that head. Man, they really did a stellar job on this set. I couldn't be happier with the packaging. I think that what they've done here with updating the packaging is absolutely phenomenal. I'm really happy with it. I almost don't want to tear these apart, but unfortunately that's what's going to have to happen. That's what this set's for. This set's a sacrificial lamb. So here we go. Rah! Cobra Commander first, of course. Now let's break Duke out of that plastic prison. Rah! Yeah, I talked the packaging up and then I just destroy it. That's okay, I've got more. All right, now let's take a look up close and personal. As with other things that have happened in the past, this is a direct result of our concerns about these figures being heard. Let's do a side-by-side comparison of the card backs. As you can see, the punch is around the same size as the original. Let's see if we can get it to focus here. You can see how much thicker this card back is than this other retro carded figure card back. Very flimsy, very sturdy. It's almost twice the thickness of the original retro line. It really helps out to be able to voice these opinions and talk to the creative team behind G.I. Joe on Instagram. And some people are saying that it's possible that the creative team is also on Facebook and in the groups. I'm not sure. No confirmation of that, but it's possible. So they see our concerns, our complaints, our praises. One way or another, they see those happening. So with Duke, we have an original looking laser rifle from the cartoon. Love it. Looks fantastic. It's a pliable plastic. That, and we have a green helmet for Duke, and it has the holes for a visor, much like the original helmet did. This helmet is also pretty solid plastic as well. Now let's pop the figure out and take a look at that head issue. Figure feels good. Plastic looks awesome. The paint apps on him are very well done. There's not really any overspray or bleed to speak of. And I know that they had mentioned before that these sections of the elbow were made of a plastic that was a little bit more pliable. The lower arms are a more pliable plastic to prevent the breakage of thumbs. As you can see here, the hands are a little bit flexible. They need to do something about these elbows. While these are not cracked and they look to be the same plastic as the lower arms, hopefully they are. We have seen some cracking on the Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes figures. Let's check the bending of the knees. That's a 90-degree angle. That was one of the complaints people had with the Cobra officer, was that his knees did not bend to a 90-degree angle. I know there was one person who kept raising a fuss about it, saying that it was a major design flaw and blah, blah, blah. The majority of people using that figure don't have a problem with it. The figure's still completely posable, and even though the legs don't quite make a full 90, it's a pretty easy fix if you just go back there and file that a little bit. But back to Duke, the important part. Man, these paint apps look good. The colors are nice and vivid. They stick out really well. You've got the serial number there on the back of the leg halves. Man, I'm impressed. I am truly impressed, except for the face. The face looks a little messed up here. We take the blade down. We've got one eye that's almost the entire width of the other eye higher. And I'm not sure if that's a paint app problem or a sculpting issue or a mold issue. But it is a bit of an issue. He looks almost like he's giving you the people's eyebrow, but one of his eyeballs is definitely lower than the other. And that paint app just, I don't know if that could be corrected with a paint app, or if it's actually going to have to be changed in the mold. And it kind of, yeah, that's a paint app, I think. Could be wrong, as always, but I do think that's a paint app. I wonder if an original head would work on there. I'm going to pop him apart here real quick and take a look. Let's open him up. Screw out. And like any other regular O-ring figure, he should just come right apart. Maybe. Get something in here to coerce the separation of these two halves. Yeah. Well, he's well put together, that's for sure. It's these posts. These posts are pretty long. There we go. I put a stress mark on that one because I really didn't know what I was getting into, but yeah, I kind of bent that post a little bit. Not a big deal. He'll go right back together. The plastic's pliable enough. But yeah, these are well put together. I haven't thought about like trying to swap out any parts between these and original figures, but I'm sure that they would do just fine. We have that nice thick, stretchy, I believe that's a dental silicone is what they said that these O-rings were going to be made of. Let's get him back together here. He does appear as though he uses an original style rotating head. It's not the swivel ball head. I don't know if my method of reassembly is going to work here. Maybe we should try it a little bit different. Yeah, you guys probably make fun of me for the way that I put O-ring figures together. You know what? This is actually really nice. It's a mechanism that's done really well to keep everything tight and in place here. It's a little bit different than assembling a classic O-ring figure. That's for sure. It seems like everything was a little more loose on the classic O-ring figures. Get that screw back in, and that's tight enough. And here we go. I mean, it's great. His joints aren't loose or anything. This is a fantastic figure. This is very high quality. I like it. I like it a lot. I can honestly say that I'm very pleased with this figure. All right, so him aside. Cobra Commander's got a rifle, which was featured in the G.I. Joe movie. This is a pulse or laser directed energy weapon. Some people were like, wow, a weird looking rifle, and Cobra Commander never had that. Did you ever watch the cartoon? I mean, it's a thing. And the answer to that is no. A lot of these guys seem to be referencing everything that they know or want to know about G.I. Joe in the comic book. They're like, oh, these realistic weapons. Well, if you grew up on the cartoon like I did, G.I. Joe didn't use realistic weapons. They used laser rifles. They used directed energy weapons. And they had the aim and target skills of Star Wars stormtroopers. I was trying to think of that for a second. Yeah, Imperial stormtroopers. But we've got a nice looking metallic paint, and that's a really good sheen on that metallic paint for the visor. That does extend all the way down to the bottom of the neck and probably down on the base of the head. Again, fit and finish is damn near flawless on this guy. You don't have very much overspray or paint bleed to speak of. All the paint looks great. Yeah. This is a really, really good looking figure. It's not just like red blobbed on here and there and called done. And you've got the gloves on the hands. Yeah, they did an awesome job with Cobra Commander as well. Got that nice little sigil there on his chest. Take a look at that. Paint tampo done very well there. On the back, you also have the Okay, so this is a little bit odd to me. You have the white harness. It seems as though that should also come down somewhere on the front, but it does not. It comes across the front of the torso, but it's kind of weird that it just doesn't seem to connect to anything. It's a shoulder holster for his pistol, which the Venom or blaster, phaser blaster, whatever this thing is actually called, did not come in the blister packaging with the figure. So that leads me to believe that we probably got that in one of these little paper packs here. Okay, these open. Let's see what we got. Well, this one is someone's. I don't know who this is going to belong to. That's kind of strange. What is all this stuff? This is from the movie. Okay, so you have the binoculars, you have a bazooka, and you have the original. These are the original accessories that that Duke would have come with. This is not, though. This is actually, you know what? I don't actually know 100% for sure what this is, but I believe that it is the harness for Duke from the, oh man, Pyramid of Peril miniseries. Yeah, so this will lock around here, and you have the module there on the front that would shock the participants, the gladiators, in the gladiatorial battles. But we have his binoculars here that came with version 1. I'm going to look that up and see exactly what episode set that came from and put it on the figure. So you have this bazooka here with a matte finish. It's also pliable. Don't think it's going to break any thumbs. And you have the original grease gun that he came with and his original style backpack here. Let's see how well that actually affixes to the figure. And it goes on and stays in great. I've done some web searching. I can't find what this is, and it makes me feel like an idiot not remembering it. I know that I remember this from the cartoon. I'm just not sure what the hell it is. Maybe I'm mixing up him and the Gladiator Raymar or something. But for some reason, it seems like maybe in the Revenge of Cobra miniseries that this was something that Duke had on, like some kind of a control device, a gladiatorial control device. But anyway, it just kind of snaps together right here around the figure. We're not going to leave that on. Yeah, it's some kind of device. If anyone knows, comment and let me know what this thing is, because now it's going to bother the hell out of me until I find out. I'm probably going to end up having to sit and watch a bunch of those cartoons. Oh no, watching cartoons? Yeah, I'm probably going to have to sit and watch a bunch of those cartoons just to figure out what that one stupid piece the figure came with is. I'm going to wad this up and throw it away. Let's get on to the next accessory pack here. I love the fact that they included so much stuff with these figures. Thank you so much, Hasbro, for really doing a great job on these. Badass. So here we have the figure stand molded in silver plastic. Yeah, that's cool. And I love the marbling effect of some of these. I know that that's just something that happens in molding, but I do like that effect. I always thought that was cool. So, yeah, the G.I. Joe figure stand, and with the figure being a softer plastic, you're not going to have to worry about heels busting out on these things or anything like that. Let's find, where does it go? Here we go. Yeah, you can just push that right on in there. And you can have him standing a couple of different ways. You're not going to be able to get both of the feet on the pegs at the same time, but I don't think you really need to worry about doing that. But you do have additional posability with the pegs placed in different spots. And we have a jetpack. Yes, check that out. I like it. And it also plugs right into the figure's back. Maybe. Does it? Does it plug right into the figure's back? It does. It's a good tight fit, but yes, it does. Fits well. So there we go. There's that piece. Now, since this is Cobra Commander's one measly little accessory pack, we're going to take his laser blaster and put it over there. What have we here? We have an American flag with a flagpole. Yes. Plugs in just like so. Man, this is awesome. And that goes into a hole on Duke's figure stand. And you can have him standing here holding the flagpole and everything. That's awesome. They have blown everything so far out of the water with this figure set. I mean, I'm just so impressed with what they've done here. Look at everything you get with Duke. Look at all this stuff. When I was a kid and I would base my my choices off of how many accessories a figure came with, this would be a figure that I would have bought as a kid with no hesitation. I probably would have bought more than one just because it came with so much stuff. And then Cobra Commander, he gets one little accessory pack. It better be some good stuff. What's going to be in here? What do we have here? Cobra binocular. Oh, okay. So we have his little blaster here that goes much like the original 82 Cobra Commander, right there into this little slot on his back. You have the Cobra binoculars. You also have, I don't know what the hell this is, another pistol from the cartoon. I think there's actually two of these. They are not the same. They are different. But you have two of these. Two pistols. What are these? A tablet of some sort. Another tablet thing here that looks like these might go together some way. Not really gonna do too much with those, but still very cool. Accessories that are oriented around the G.I. Joe movie, I think is what we have here. And then we have a regular figure stand with Cobra Commander versus the large figure stand with Duke that holds him and the flag. And you should be able to peg Cobra Commander straight onto, yeah, there we go. So yeah, he goes straight on there. And it's like I said, the pliable plastic is going to prevent damage here. But you have the Cobra staff. This is awesome. The gold Cobra staff. Let's see if we can get that in his hand without breaking anything. I don't have a lot of confidence, but I'm not real lacking with these figures, just considering the fact that it is more pliable. But yeah, it fits fine right in his hand. I'd almost like to take a chrome pin and go over the faceplate, but this is a very cartoon accurate set of figures from the Sunbow series. I've got to hand it to them on this one. They really did a good job. They've outdone themselves on the retro O-ring line. And I really, at this point, can't say that I would be any happier with anything else they could do as far as these figures. I mean, look at all the shit that Duke comes with. It's just a full cornucopia of accessories to make him more in line with the movie, and the same thing with Cobra Commander. I mean, this stuff is great. You have the binoculars here, and that's actually I believe that's probably a paint app on there on the Cobra binoculars. But yeah, this goes right around his head there. Where are his eyes? But anyway. Yeah, they did an awesome job with that. I'm really happy with these figures. I think that anyone who buys these and is disappointed is just looking for something that probably doesn't exist. You can't accurately relive your childhood. It's not going to happen because you're 40 years old. You're not 8 years old anymore or 5 years old. It's just the way it is. But for a new modern retro styled set, I just cannot praise these enough, except for that ugly ass face on Duke. But we can get past that. At least I can. I hope you can too. At least for Cobra Commander, he's getting a clamshell. Duke will get a clamshell later on. Go ahead and put that right in there. Let's see how do I want to do this. Okay, so the accessories are facing forward, kind of held in place. There's the card back for Cobra Commander, and there he is. Just an awesome looking figure. And then I'll go ahead and package Duke as well. You know what? I think he's going to need one of the wider shells. And I'll give him a placeholder card back for now. Just one of the regular G.I. Joe card backs. So let me get this stuff kind of packaged up here, and we'll go from there. That is a lot of stuff, and it's going to need to be arranged a little bit better in there, I think. I believe that I can probably do a better job of arranging those accessories so that it's not so tightly packed in there. Because, I mean, he is pretty tightly packed in there, and I don't like that for most of the figures. But I'll do that off camera. It still looks good with the classically styled G.I. Joe background there. And definitely got to get that Duke background soon and get it printed and ready to put out. But he will have to go in one of these wider cases. So hope to have that in hand soon. Thanks for joining me to open up these awesome figures from Hasbro Pulse, the retro O-ring line, Duke and Cobra Commander. Very reminiscent of the movie or cartoon series, the Sunbow series, and these figures are just awesome. I am so impressed with this. If you couldn't tell whenever I first opened these up, the pure excitement that I got from seeing that they have fixed the retro card back issue, could not be happier with that. Finally, on the what is this, the third wave of these figures. It took three waves to get it fixed, but you know, even after all the complaints from the original retro or the retro figure line, but they did say that they were fixing that, and I understand that it takes a while for things to get out to the public even after a revision is made. And the Sky Striker figures are supposed to be on the same quality of stock, and they were shown at SDCC, and they appeared to be of the same quality card stock, as well as have the full retro style file card with them. So, but anyway, here's what they look like in the clamshell cases. Really happy. I'm always happy with how these clamshell cases display the figures. But I mean, this Cobra Commander, I love that. Duke needs a little bit more arranging just because he comes with so much stuff. But anyway, be sure to check out the description for links to Facebook groups where you can join in discussions and make friends. And there's a link to my eBay store, and there's also a link to these on Hasbro Pulse, and some Amazon links and things like that. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and the like button, comment, engage. Let's talk about these. Yo, Joe!